Action is optional when it comes to manifestation. And in today's video, I'm going to show you why. Now, it is true, first of all, that action can be helpful and that it helps to act as if, and that inspired action can draw you to your manifestations. That is all true. However, again, action is not required. So if you would like to manifest without action, let's go ahead and get started on today's video. Now, first off, let's talk about some proof. Action is not required, and you can tell this because there are plenty of things that manifest into your world that require zero action from you at all. So let's say, for instance, that you've been wanting to lose some weight and you step on the scale and you lost weight. Like you jump on the scale and it's down 5 pounds, but you didn't diet, you didn't do anything, you haven't been restricting your calories, the weight just came off. That's an example of a manifestation that required no action on your part. Let's say that you go to your mailbox, okay? You go to your mailbox and you get your mail, and inside of the mail, there is a check for $100 that came maybe because you overpaid for something, or someone sent you a check in the mail, or some kind of settlement that you were part of that you didn't even know about. And all of a sudden you have this $100 that just showed up. You didn't have to do anything to get it. It just came. That's an example of manifestation without action. Here's a really common example that you've probably had before. Have you ever been thinking about somebody and then all of a sudden they called, or they texted, or they showed up? All you did was think about them and they manifested. You didn't have to do any work. You didn't have to ask around. You didn't have to schedule a date. They just showed up. That is an example of manifestation without action. And to continue to drum up the evidence for manifestation without action, I'm going to go ahead and ask you now, when was the last time that you manifested something without taking any action at all? Think about that, and then please share your story below in the comments. Again, the more we can see the evidence for this, the more we're really going to get on board that action is not required with manifestation. So I would really love to hear your latest story on how you manifested something without action. All right, so we have some examples now on why manifestation does not require action. Sometimes things just drop out of the sky. But that being said, a lot of times people do have the experience that they do take action in order to somehow get into alignment with their manifestation. Okay, so for example, maybe it is your goal to manifest a new job, but you find yourself taking action before you actually get the job. You know, you're calling around, you're networking, you're working on your resume, you're going in for interviews, you're doing all this kind of work. Or maybe you want to get into like good shape, so you're going to the gym every day, and you're watching your diet, and you're doing all of this action in order to manifest the results in your body. Well, if action isn't required for manifestation, then why do so many of us get results with action? Well, the answer to that has to do with belief. You have to remember that with the law of attraction, your entire world, all of it, is being constructed through thought. It's being constructed through belief. And if there are rules in your world, they are rules that you created in your mind, or that we collectively created through our collective mind. In other words, most people believe that in order to get into good shape, you have to take action. There are certain actions you have to take. You have to go to the gym, you have to watch your food, you got to drink water, you got to do this, you can't do that. There's all these rules that we believe. And because we believe in those rules, so long as we follow those rules and we believe in them and we're doing pretty well vibrationally, we can probably line up with some success. But if we violate those rules, we'll see that we get the opposite effect. Now, it's not because the rule has to be true. It's simply because we believe in the rule. And so if you're telling your reality that in order to be in shape, you have to go to the gym, well, then that's the way that reality is going to be constructed for you. When you go to the gym, you're going to get in shape. Okay, so it's a rule in reality, but it's a rule based on belief. But here's the thing about rules, okay? You're going to find that some people are successful without following the rules. You are going to find that there is always an exception to the rule. And you're going to find that rules were meant to be broken when it comes to the law of attraction. So for instance, I was talking before about wanting to manifest a job. And so most people believe that they need to do some work, they need to take some action to get their dream job. And so I've got two friends that I know that hopefully aren't watching this video because I don't want them to think that this is a criticism or anything like that. It's just an observation, guys. It's an observation. But I have two friends, and I got more than two friends, but these are the two friends that kind of relate to this job story. I have one friend who really wants a very particular job. Very particular job. And so this friend has been doing a lot of action to try to get this job. They've been networking, they've been putting out the resume, they've been looking at all the different possible job openings. How can I get my foot in the door? There's a lot of action being done. And although that friend is following the rules, they have still not got that job. Okay. Now, by contrast, I have another friend who wanted a better job, but just really wasn't that attached to it and was almost at the point of, you know what, I don't care about jobs at all. And the perfect job fell in that friend's lap. Okay, so the second friend did not go out and put out the resume, wasn't pounding the pavement looking for a job, but a job simply came to that friend. Somebody who knew that friend just came and offered them essentially a really dream job. Okay, so the rule is you need to work to get the job, but there's always an exception to the rule. And there's always people who still follow the rule and don't get what they want because the rule doesn't matter. What matters is belief. So to manifest your dream without action, oftentimes what you have to do is you have to work with belief. And so in just a moment, I'm going to talk about how you can do that. But first, if you enjoy law of attraction videos that teach you how to manifest the life of your dreams, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And of course, go ahead and sign up for the notifications. Click that bell. I put out content like this every single week, and I know you're going to love it. All right, but the trick here about manifesting without action, again, has to do with working with your beliefs. Now, the first thing I want to say is that sometimes you actually do want to take action. All right. So when we talk about, getting in shape, I love going to the gym. I like doing that. I like going in there and seeing how many pull-ups I can do and how many push-ups I can do. I enjoy the action. And so that's an example of, if you like the action and you like that inspired action and you're engaged in the action, there's no reason to get rid of it, right? So if you have things that you want to manifest and you enjoy the action's great. You don't need to get rid of it. You're not doing something wrong by manifesting through action if you're enjoying the action. I just want to put that in there because action's not the enemy, okay? But there are times where people find that the rules of action they don't enjoy. So maybe you want to manifest some money, but you don't really want to work for it. I just want the money, I'm not trying to do a bunch of work. I just want the money. If you're in a situation like that, where the rules of action really aren't rules that you want or that you care to follow, you can undo them simply by changing your beliefs. And so the trick to this is first coming to identify that it can come on its own. Okay. Money can fall out of the sky. I can just lose weight. I can just have a job show up. That's kind of the first step when it comes to shifting your beliefs, is just acknowledging that it is possible for things to drop out of the sky. Stop buying into the idea that you have to take the action and instead acknowledge the reality that these things can just happen. And a really great way to amplify this is to look for the exceptions to the rule. Look out there into your reality and find people who are breaking the rules you don't like. Find people who are losing the weight without going on the treadmill. Find people who are finding their dream jobs without doing anything. But go out and look for those examples, because what it will start to do is change your mind from the mentality that this rule is true to this rule is flexible, or this rule is meaningless, or these things can just come easily. But what you really have to do is stop feeding into the idea that the rule is true and that action is required. And again, one of the best ways to do that is to look for exceptions to the rule. And there are so many different things that you can manifest with taking no action, or, taking inspired action if that is your choice. And if you enjoy learning ways to manifest the things that you want to manifest quickly and easily, please make sure to go ahead and look in the description of this video, because I do have some very popular manifesting courses on lots of different topics that you may enjoy. And again, those are listed below in the description. Also, if you are new to my work, I would love to invite you to take my Law of Attraction test. If you want to know for sure that you, yes you, really are the creator of your reality, I've designed a very simple, very quick 5-minute test where you can prove it to yourself. Put something out and watch it come back. And to take that test now, please go to manifestingtest.com. Again, that is manifestingtest.com. I'll also go ahead and put a link below in the description to that test, but manifestingtest.com is the direct link. Thanks so much for watching today's video on manifesting without action. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And of course, I look forward to bringing you another one soon. Bye-bye.